Rolling.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast with Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
You'll see here the human male boasts the size of his testicles. I drive great when I'm blind. It's all about the sauce. Good, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Oh man, speaking of fucking, you want popcorn? I'll give you a popcorn kit. I'm just trying to go to Colorado and smoke some weed. Watch your fucking tots, huh? Those are my biscuits. Now, this is all alleged.
Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matt.
And I am your little helper, Jesse.
You're my little helper?
Yeah.
That's cute.
I help, don't
All
I?
right. You do help, baby.
Tell me I'm not helpful.
Dude, you're fucking helpful. I mean, we
God,
wouldn't
it's
have
like
this
every
podcast.
Christmas, it needs to go negative.
Dude, are you saying I'm a Debbie Downer on Christmas?
Everyone.
What
It's
kind
a
of Christmas
stressful
special is
time,
this starting
Matt.
out as, dude?
Stressful
Whoa.
time. Merry Christmas.
Man, somebody's been having a hard time shopping for their gifts. All right.
I'm getting them all delivered.
Oh, Amazon Prime, baby. Saves the
Santa.
day every year.
I'm relying
Oh,
on
Santa.
Santa.
You're relying on,
Ooh, it's going to be a fun Christmas.
it's going to be an interesting Christmas. You might want to roll on that for our Patreon
Yeah,
subscribers.
baby.
Well, we're wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday out there, whatever you're celebrating. Hey, we're hoping you're having a good one.
Definitely. Let's tell them what we're doing. What are we up to for Christmas, Matt? Where are you off to?
I'm going down to visit my parents. My parents moved to Alabama, like on the edge of like Alabama and Florida down there, and to retire. And so I haven't seen them since they moved down. I'm gonna go down there and see what they're up to. You know, have a family Christmas for the first time in like a couple of years. I haven't seen them in a while, so it'll be a lot of fun.
New place, some nice meetups with the family. That'll be great.
Yeah. And you're getting away as well too, right?
Yep, leaving California, flying back to cold New York.
Ah, man, I'm escaping the cold and you're coming here.
Seriously, yeah, I'm
Funny
gonna
trade-off.
see the family for the first time in a while on the holidays. It's gonna be good. I'll bounce between two houses and three, including my girlfriend's family. So rented a car, flying into Newark and all that. So it's gonna be good. I'm gonna enjoy going home. Traveling's always a little stressful though.
Oh, dude, I hate traveling, and like, I'm not looking forward to it because I don't think I've ever traveled during Christmas, so like that's gonna be a whole new crazy.
You're always worried something's gonna go wrong.
Dude, like they're gonna fucking lose my shit, or somebody's gonna act a fool on the
Or
plane.
car,
I don't
or
know.
The car rental will be given away or something. Who knows?
Dude, who knows, man? Well, hopefully everybody out there has a smooth Christmas.
Yeah.
And, maybe you're listening to this on Christmas.
I was gonna say released on Christmas. Maybe this is our present to you.
Yeah, regardless, whatever you're listening to, this is a Christmas present, you know? Even if you're listening to this in July, guess what? It's Christmas in July, like QVC, bitch. What's up?
And we'll have what'll feel like a brand new squeaky show for you in 2020.
Yeah, we got a lot of coming, and we're really proud of what we've been working on. We're gonna have all kinds of things. We're like a kid with like something that we want mom to put on the fucking fridge with a magnet. That's how legit the new podcast.
Yeah, it might
imagery
be
will be.
outside the lines a little bit, but
Really?
you all know
Am I
you
overselling
love
it? I'm overselling it. All right.
No,
fine.
well, no, I was gonna say it might be outside the lines, but you know, as the parent and supporter, that you love this little work of art.
Yeah. Oh yeah. As a listener, I mean, well, we haven't heard any negative, so I mean, if there's negative, talk to us, and we'll definitely scream at you and yell at you or ignore you. So
Why does it always go back to the negative?
Oh my god, I guess
God
I am.
damn
I'm the
it.
Debbie. I'm the Debbie Downer.
Ruining
Dude.
Christmas.
Dude, isn't this where you fuck up your intro to the weed news?
Yeah, this is. But this time around, whenever we talk about our weird news, we get into a little bit of weed news.
Weed news.
Damn, you nailed it.
I did.
Nice.
So we're taking
I'm proud of you.
a broad, thank you, a broad look at cannabis in 2020. I'm making some predictions here. Call me a soothsayer, if you will, because I'm looking at multiple states and their potential changes that are going to happen according to this Forbes article and some research that I've done outside of it, obviously.
Nice.
So first one I want to highlight is Vermont. Vermont could become the second state, along with Illinois, to pass legalization through legislature to tax cannabis like alcohol. So this, when I say it's going to be passed by legislator, that means it's not going on a ballot or anything. This would be done by the representatives in the state government. So if Vermont was able to do that, it's going to push through other states to be able to, along with New Mexico, who could potentially in 2020 be looking to do some sort of adult legalization in their state.
I find it funny that New Mexico, I don't know, for some reason, maybe it's just like my opinion, but that they're later in the game. I feel like they should have been closer, you know, with the California and whatnot. For me, like, I feel like it's a wild state, you know, like they have a huge drug population. I mean, I feel like it would be a great alternative to have marijuana legal and perhaps like take people off of harder drugs. You know? Yeah,
and you know the governor of New Mexico, Michelle Grisham, is a supporter of legalization and established a cannabis working group that's been putting in a bunch of legwork to try and get, you know, legalization passed in New Mexico by some way through the legislation. So we could see it in 2020. It's another one to keep an eye on. The last one in terms of legislation that we could look at that you're going to be happy about, Matt, is New York. They got close to doing it in 2019, but the bill, I guess, was disagreed on by the governor, and it was disagreed on in terms of taxation and equity. So it might just be a matter of making some of those changes in 2020.
Yeah, which hopefully, I mean, it's overdue. New York is like California. We smoke so much weed, we need it. We need it. We're tired of having to deal with the black market. Give us legal weed.
Or drive to Massachusetts.
Or the cops fucking giving you tickets, even that it's decriminalized now. I mean, I could still get a couple $100 ticket easily for having weed on me. Easily. You know, which is still, I mean, yeah, it's a little better, but it's still quite a nuisance.
And, you know, if Illinois, Vermont, and New Mexico all do it, there's a good chance that you could see a lot of those frameworks used in New York, because they're already looking at states that have done it. So the more states that do it, more likely it is that you'll see a bigger state like New York go through.
Fold over.
So there's a couple more to mention. Connecticut is kind of keep your eye on them. Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, those all have people supporting it within their government, but have faced kind of an uphill battle so far. So that might be a little further down the line for those states. I also want to mention cannabis at the ballot box. So these are states that will end up seeing, or might end up seeing, cannabis as like a yes/no on their November election ballot. First one's New Jersey. The legislators have drafted a ballot initiative, which normally a ballot initiative is you have citizens who like form a coalition, they get a certain amount of signatures, turn the signatures in, and then that question goes on the ballot in November. This time around in New Jersey, it's actually legislators that have drafted this ballot, and they didn't need to get signatures since they are legislators, and it goes straight to the New Jersey ballot in November 2020. So New Jersey could very easily pass some adult legalization next year.
That's awesome, man. Weed progress, people. Weed fucking progress.
Oh, totally. We have a couple more. Arizona will be seeing an option. We'll also see an option for legalization on their November ballots of 2020. Florida has actually 2 competing initiatives on their ballots for November 2020. And Ohio is one of those ones that we should keep an eye on. There's no initiatives yet, but they have until July 1st as opposed to January 1st to submit their signatures and get something on their ballot. So it's likely that we'll see something happen in Ohio too.
Nice, man. The country, little by little, is converting, man, and it's great to see. It should just come at a federal level, though. I mean,
that's the big obstacle.
It doesn't matter how many states legalize. If the federal government's still illegal, I mean, it can reverse at any time.
And it stops a lot of research having it federally illegal. So I mean, that's the big step. But at least you get these little pockets where, you know, people are dealing, or where states are dealing with it in a more responsible way, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll be posting this Forbes article up on our Facebook page on Thursday, so you can read a little bit more about it and educate yourself if you live in one of these states.
Yeah, nice, man. Check that out. Man, I went to a Christmas party the other night. It was an ugly sweater party. And, you know, I don't have an ugly sweater. Do you have one of those? Like a ugly Christmas sweater party?
Hell no, I only buy nice sweaters.
Oh, smart, man. Yeah, that's the same, I guess. I like the one I'm wearing right now. It's very beautiful and maroon. I love it. Yeah. But yeah, man. So Walmart recently came under fire. A lot of people out there might have heard. They had a sweater that slipped past anybody, you know, in management who, I mean, somebody's got to overlook lines, right? When they have a design, you know, to make sure it's okay for the public, right?
You would think, yeah.
Dude, well, somehow it slipped past them. There was a design on an ugly sweater for Christmas, and it had a snowman with what appeared to be a straw in his hand and 3 lines of cocaine on a table in front of him.
Oh, shit.
And a big pile of snowballs. If you were to buy it online, the description read that it featured Colombian snow, which is even more of a like direct hint. Like they weren't fucking around, the artists. We know what they're illustrating at this point.
Is he a snowman or is he Santa? Because he looks like Santa.
No, dude. It's a snowman.
He's got
like,
the little hat.
It's a snowman with like a Santa like hat, I guess. I wasn't even looking at that. I was looking at the crusty ass frosted horror face.
Oh.
He looks like Jack Frost from like the horror series.
No, God. Yeah, kind of with the sharp teeth.
Yeah, dude, and the fucking crazy eyes, coked out eyes. I guess now leading that you're looking at, he's doing cocaine, and it says "Let It Snow" on it too. And it's hilarious that this made it past anybody's eyes. So people got in an outrage about it. They're like, "This is a fucking drug user shirt in the middle of Walmart in a friendly, family-friendly area. Blah blah blah. Shouldn't be sold." So they take it down from Walmart, and that's where genius strikes a bunch of people, because there's a couple different copies, and one of them made the Amazon's #1 bestseller list.
Damn.
Dude, so somebody decided like, hey, I'm just gonna make a print and fucking sell it.
Well, of course there's a market for that kind of thing.
Dude, and hell yeah, there was, man. A lot of people find it funny and not fucking like offensive. I mean, it's, again, like I always have this like thing, if you don't like something, you don't have to interact with it at all, whether it's watch it or fucking wear it or whatever.
True. It does seem like something that should be in Spencer's, probably more so than like Walmart, but Walmart does have like just tons of clothes.
Isn't it an ugly Christmas sweater novelty item to begin with?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty ugly. Let me just share that so everybody on the video can get an actual visual of it. This thing is fucking ridiculous. Look at that crusty ass.
He looks like a coked out sort of South Park character or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he is definitely not the normal snowman that I see in every family's front yard.
Well, I see why he wants to let it snow. He's having a hell of a time with that coke.
Yeah, dude, he's having a good time. I mean, Krusty. We'll call him Krusty the Snowman.
Krusty the Snow. So you can actually buy this though, still, right?
You can actually buy this on Amazon.com. It's $31.99 if you're looking for a ridiculous ass sweater. Maybe you're gaming up for next year. You want to have a fun time, be that guy at the office party that's, you know, a little risque.
There you go.
Dude.
Get HR a meeting with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're definitely gonna get a meeting with HR after wearing that.
We're gonna need you to piss in this cup.
Hey, Jim. We noticed that sweatshirt, and we're wondering about your habits outside of work.
You kept sneaking off to the bathroom at the holiday party.
You're sniffling a lot, Jim. You got a cold, or maybe you're dancing with the devil sugar? Huh?
Try and lay low for a bit, Jim. So we're gonna go to SantaCon in New York City. Always a great time. You know, people getting drunk, dressed up as Santa Claus, and stopping crime, apparently.
Whoa, Santa's the newest crime fighter, huh?
Yeah, multiple Santas. On December 14th, or I think 15th, around then, the SantaCon was held, you know, and people were loading up on the Long Island Railroad trains to get down there and start drinking. Well, they're probably already drinking. Let's not kid ourselves.
Oh, you know they are. 2
men started fighting on the train from Manhattan to Long Island around 6 p.m. So yeah, they were definitely already drinking. When one of them, who was allegedly drunk, shouting homophobic comments, and wielding a knife, stabbed a 22-year-old in the leg.
Oh my God, that's way too young to be getting stabbed in the leg.
Yeah, so the fight broke out. There's actually a video. We'll probably end up posting it. But it's just a short, like 17-second clip of the scuffle kind of happening. The Santas jumped on the man, restrained him, took the knife away, and held him until the cops arrived. When the cops did arrive, the man was still resisting arrest. The 45-year-old was confirmed as the man that was accused of whipping out the knife and stabbing the other 22-year-old in the leg. So not a fun way to spend your SantaCon, but thank goodness there were a bunch of Santas there to handle the situation.
I mean, how did this start again? Do we have a mention of how?
Nah, I mean, packed train. Guy whips out a knife and starts yelling homophobic slurs, and
That'll happen. You know, the pack train gets to people in different ways.
He starts stabbing, and those Santas were just meant business and just took him out.
Dude, vigilant Santas are not a bad thing to have out there. Imagine there was like neighborhood watches and they were just always dressed like Santa.
Right.
Like it's Christmas all year, bitch. Dude, they just carried nightsticks that were like candy canes.
The Santa Brigade.
Oh my God, dude. We're onto something here.
At least around the holidays.
At least around the holidays. I mean, that could be a special neighborhood watch activity that people take part of.
What is it? The Guardian Angels or whatever?
Dude, the Guardian fucking Santas, dude.
Guardian Santas.
Dude.
Good thing they're riding the rails this Christmas.
Dude, I'm gonna start selling candy cane fucking painted batons so I can get ahead of the market here.
Okay, that's a way to do it. Candy cane batons.
I'm getting into it.
Again, I will say, good on these guys for jumping in there and stopping it, because normally the SantaCon crowd is the one causing the issues, not stopping them.
Yeah, they get a little rowdy. We've heard over the years of the SantaCons getting a little crazy.
You went to a bar crawl. Not the SantaCon, but...
No, dude, it's not a SantaCon. It's not even probably anywhere near a SantaCon, but I've gone to a Santa bar crawl, and it's just like a bunch of hooligans drunk, dressed with like, some got the full get up, some got a t-shirt, some got just a beard and a hat, some got just a hat. But it's a whole lot of... It's a sea of red, and it's mayhem. It's loud.
As long as that red is cheap fabric and not blood.
You might not guess this, but there's a lot of hoes in that crowd.
Oh, yeah. At least three.
At least three.
So be careful out there drinking. Make sure you got a Santa by your side.
Dude, hell yeah, personal protection Santa. That's another idea, dude. Santa Protection Agency.
Okay.
Buff dudes dressed as Santa. They look like they're harmless, but if there's trouble, you know you have a fucking gorilla waiting to bust out of a Santa outfit.
Yeah, everyone will be nice. With Santa, with buff Santa around.
Incognito, fucking family friendly, but does the job well and efficiently.
Okay, I'm down. Where do I invest?
Dude, we're doing this. After the show, we're setting this up. Man, well, what is Christmas without Christmas light displays? I mean, that's the old time thing. You get a cup of hot cocoa, you go drive, and you see these crazy displays that people do, man. It gets out of hand. Some people, I mean, there's shows now. There's fucking TV shows about Christmas lights, dude.
I actually did that last night. I went and got hot coffee from Starbucks and drove around the neighborhoods with my girlfriend.
You probably live in a good area for it. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I'd have to like really think about where I would go around here.
Get on Reddit for your local area and put in
idea.
lights or Christmas lights. Actually.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah. Because it is a fun thing to do with your girlfriend, you know, with some friends even. Just, you know, go check out the ridiculousness.
Yeah.
And man, this one tops anything I've ever fucking seen out there. We're going to Lenexa, Kansas, where we've got a 24-year-old homeowner who recently put up a light display for Christmas. And, I mean, they didn't go crazy with the lights. They didn't have a crazy show off, you know. I mean, there wasn't many lights at all, really. There was very little lighting on the house.
It wasn't like one of those dubstep, like, synchronized.
No, nothing like that. It's got a fucking computer or two running it. No, it's nothing like that. Just a couple of strands, you know. They were trying to go for the classic minimalist look, I think. Okay. But what shined the most was what was on their roof. And with about, like, 60 feet of lights, Christmas lights, standard Christmas lights, they had drawn out an image. What this image came out to be was a big old long schlong.
Oh, really?
And at first the neighborhood was like having a bunch of laughs, you know. One neighbor was quoted as saying, you know, I'm glad I wasn't driving when I saw it because I probably would have crashed my car laughing. you know. And then after a couple days, some neighbors came out and they were quite upset, calling the town, calling cops, leading to the news showing up. And that's when they, you know, actually talked to the whole neighborhood basically, and the homeowner. And the homeowner didn't even realize it was such a negative. Like they just thought they were, you know, having fun and maybe
Right.
making laugh as they drove by through the neighborhood. So once they heard from the news lady, basically, there was quite a few neighbors that were like, "That's inappropriate and not family friendly." They decided to take it down. You know, to be
Okay, so it's not like the cops came busting their door down, ripping their lights off.
No, it wasn't like a town measure where, you know, they had an order to fucking take down, you know, the lights, but still, you know, they were being respectful. But I get a kick out of it. I mean, a big old dick on a roof is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I understand if you got kids, though. Me and you were talking about this. If you got kids, I mean, you know.
Yeah, it makes it a difficult conversation. If you put it just like on the backside of your roof so that only planes could see it, now that's a funny move.
That's a funny move. If you live in that kind of area where not everybody's going to see that,
Right.
That's pretty good.
Do like
That's pretty
bless the world on one side and then a just nasty, veiny, hairy cock and balls on the backside of your house. So like anyone taking off from the airport is gonna get like a big look at that schlong. Anyone on the front side is gonna be like, "Oh, that's so nice. Bless the world."
Yeah, man. I mean, no parent should have to explain to their kid, like, yeah, there's just people out there that fucking put dicks on the roofs, you know? Like, I mean, it's not a comfortable conversation either.
It does force an awkward conversation. That's for sure. I'm glad that the owner was like, all right, cool, I'll take him down. It wasn't like a big fucking...
Yeah, man, it's
fight.
cool. Laughs were had. And I think that was the point of the art. And so the art achieved its purpose. I think that's good.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah.
So let's go to what I think is a pretty interesting story. We have an aquarium in Chattanooga, Tennessee, with an electric eel who's powering a Christmas tree. Now, they have a tank essentially hooked up to sensors and things to interpret, I guess is the best way to put it, the shocks from the eel that then run through and power this Christmas tree. And they even have a little 2-minute video of the eel actually powering the tree. They put a little speaker on it as well, so that you can hear sort of the when it actually shocks.
Yeah.
And it can do different types. It can do a longer sustained one, which is kind of what it does when it's emitting larger volts around, like when it's going after food and needs to stun it. Or there's, I guess, communicative, like where they're using like the zaps to communicate with other eels. So depending on how long these shocks are, it powers the tree for longer amounts of time. So it makes sort of like a strobe effect going on this tree.
It's so interesting, man. Like, they're incorporating science to like use it like for the holidays to draw like a little extra like to it, you know?
Right?
I think it's so interesting. It's a cool fucking exhibit, and I think it looks neat. The video looks fucking cool as hell.
No, definitely. It says that eels can emit up to 800 volts, and it only takes about 120 or 140 to power a Christmas tree.
How many does it take to kill a man?
You need a tank of eels, sir. I don't know if we can hook you up with that. We're a little back ordered on eels for Christmas, especially with everyone powering their trees now.
Or we got Google, which will tell me 42 volts is enough to kill a man. So
42?
that eel can definitely pack lethal fucking damage, dude.
Especially in the water, goddamn.
Dude, I'm glad we didn't go with your route, because that would have taken weeks, perhaps months. Mine took seconds, dude. This is why we're a fucking team. We work together, dude.
Now I learned something. You can power a Christmas tree or kill a man with an electric eel. Your decision this Christmas.
I'm saying the perfect hit. You know, an electric eel gets you off scot-free every time, dude.
It's like he was electrocuted.
OJ should have used that. He wouldn't have needed Cochran.
Right? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So we'll be posting this up. I'm not sure what day. Well, let's say Tuesday. And you'll be able to check out this little eel video where it's powering up a Christmas tree. Something to linger on for these holidays before we get into the new year.
Nice. Yeah. It's fucking awesome, man. I want an electric eel powering my Christmas tree out in the living room. I am pissed.
But then you gotta buy a filter and a tank, and it's a whole thing.
Somebody's got a guy out there. There's a guy. There's a guy for everything, you know?
Got an eel guy?
Man, Well, what would the holidays be without somebody having a horrendous fruitcake, right? I mean,
The
come on.
worst fucking Christmas dish there is. Why? Just why?
Just why, dude? I know it's an old tradition, but it needs to die. And I guess that's impossible when there's families like this family I'm about to talk about. We're going to Tecumseh, Michigan, where we're talking about a family who has the most unique heirloom of all time, which is a 141-year-old fruitcake. I don't know why they kept it. You know, I mean, I understand there's a story behind this. I'm gonna get into it, and I get the like whole sentimental value of it, but it's still a little weird with food for me.
I was gonna say with food, you don't want to usually pass that down to your descendants.
Yeah, and I guess it kind of held up a little bit. I mean, it's still in one piece. But apparently, so this goes way back to the great-great-grandmother of Julie Ruttinger, who is the person that has it right now.
Okay.
And her great-great-grandmother, Fidelia Ford, baked that cake in 1878. And she had a tradition where she liked to let it sit a year before they had it. So she would age the cake a year.
I was going to say, she'd just forget about one in the back? Like...
That's how it started, probably, right? And she's like, no, I like to do that. Let's pull that pie out. So no refrigeration. What the fuck is going on here?
What's in the fruitcake that is preserved that way?
We're gonna get to some crazy shit with Jay Leno eating this pie in a second. So 1878, bakes the pie, sits a year. She dies before they can consume the pie.
It's a cake, though, right? It's not pie?
Well, pie cake, whatever the fuck it is.
Okay.
Fruit cake, fruit pie.
I'm trying to get an image in my head.
It's a fruit cake, yeah. It's one of those ugly little things with little cherries popping out, red vibrance. It makes no sense.
It looks festive. It tastes horrible.
It's like carrot cake. It makes no logical sense.
I like carrot cake.
Get out of here. Oh, my God. So the cake was initially preserved to honor her. They still kept on the tradition of baking a cake and letting it age for a year, the whole family. So it was just kept by her son, and then it just became a family heirloom over the years. And 3 people have actually tasted this thing. One being her great grandson, 100 years after it was made. And then in 2003, one of the younger relatives appeared on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno, where they and Jay Leno each tried a little sample of the fucking cake.
How old was it at that point?
2003, so that's like what, 130, 120 something, late 20 something years.
It's about 119 years older than I would try it at.
I would never. No, I'm so finicky on old things, so I could never. Oh, they were quoted as saying it tasted like thrashed wheat, which I don't know what that tastes like. I don't know.
Okay, like oats or something, some sort of oatmeal.
Dry ass oats, dude. I'm talking like it's like oats that have been sitting in like an ashtray.
I was gonna say there can't be any moisture left in that thing by that over the 100 of years that it's fucking been sitting on a shelf.
Yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. I just food as an heirloom. I don't think that's a smart idea. Eventually, that thing is gonna be dust. But
toss it.
Or bacteria cesspool. That's all I think about is all the bacteria in that thing.
Oh,
that fruit decomposing, dude.
It probably changed Jay Leno's gut biome.
That's why Jay Leno's all crazy like he is today. He aged like 10 years after eating this fucking cake, dude.
That would do it. So throw out your fruitcake. I think that's our suggestion.
Throw out your fruitcake, throw out the recipe, throw out the whole fucking idea.
Throw out grandma.
Throw out grandma. It's time.
Start over.
Yeah.
It's time.
Get a new grandma. I saw the most heartbreaking thing the other day. I saw a Reddit thing about a Craigslist ad, and it was a lady that was like, if anybody needs a grandma, I'm available for free. I have nobody. I cook and I clean, and I'm a fun personality. And it was just like, oh my God. Somebody need a grandma out there?
Does someone need a grandma? Matt can hook you up.
I can hook you up, dude. All right.
He's got the grandma connection.
I got the connection. I was talking about there's a guy for everything. I'm the grandma guy. All right.
He's the grandma guy. Got an eel guy and a grandma guy. Well, we also got a funny clip for you. This is going to be posted up on Friday. And would you guess it? It's a holiday themed one. We're talking about everyone's favorite worst part of Christmas, Krampus. This is, if you're not familiar with Krampus, what is Krampus? How do we define it, Matt?
He's the anti-Santa Claus.
He's the one that grabs the bad little children and whips the shit out of them with brooms and shit.
Dude, all I know is Krampus 316 said, "I just whipped your ass." Is that a Stone Cold quote? Because I hope it is. Because like that's what I feel like. Krampus is like outrageously like just attitude, like whooping everybody's ass. Doesn't give a fuck, dude. You're on the good list. Guess what? Krampus sees you. He's still gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, just to keep you in line.
Dude. This video, when you sent it to me,
it's a gang of Krampuses running down the street, and we think Austria. If we had to guess, we couldn't get an exact location, but from the comments, it almost sounds like this takes place a lot in Austria.
yeah, dude. Which, yeah, with the origin of Krampus would make sense, you know.
We got a tight old street with like the cobblestone style, and fucking a gang of Krampuses, all with like wicker brooms, fucking whipping the shit out of people. It looks like running of the bulls. You don't know what's coming at first, dude, until these horned beasts.
Dude, I heard Dwight Schrute yelling in there, I swear.
These horned beasts are fucking whipping the shit out of these people.
Do you hear those whips? Are you not entertained?
You hear the impact. It does look like something out of the Coliseum.
This guy is on. One guy slipped in front of one Krampus. Guess what? Another Krampus came up from behind and kicked him in the ribs while he was down and then slapped him with a stick.
And some guy trying to help that guy that fell got his ass whipped.
Dude, you don't help. You run away.
Luckily, our camera person is up in the second story or third story, it looks like.
They're in the hide from Jurassic Park 2. They're just in safety watching these carnivores.
Most of the crowd had cleared by the end of it, but they're getting the bystanders too. Oh my God. So from the comments, it sounds like this is fairly controversial and is sort of dying out. So this might be the last of it that we see.
Oh, dude, at the end, did you hear that horn? That like it's like calls back the Krampuses.
Calling back the
calling them back
gang.
like it's over. The purge is over, guys.
Oh my God. Watch out for those Krampuses.
Dude, imagine that just happened everywhere, dude. Like a certain day of the year. All of a sudden, you just heard a horn and like Krampuses were busting out of random crevices of the fucking earth. Like,
oh my God.
You're in Best Buy and one just pops out of a fucking giant subwoofer box. Like,
how are you supposed to like get your laundry done when like you got to run from a Krampus?
Krampus is crawling out of the dryer at you, just trying to whoop you, dude.
It's like you immediately go back to playing tag.
Holidays are great, dude, but there's definitely some negatives.
Seriously. So we'll be posting this funny clip up, making your holiday. If you didn't have a good Christmas, you can look forward to this funny clip. On Friday, we'll be posting it up on our Facebook page.
Hell yeah. We're about to get into some other fun holiday activities. But before we do that, here's a quick break.
Hi, do you like celebrities, comedy, and pop culture? Well, then I have the podcast for you. I'm Aaron Max, host of the Yes and I Am podcast, the podcast where we learn about people. Each week, we take comedians and improvisers and give them a celebrity to play, and I interview them. And guess what? Sometimes the comedians don't know who this celebrity is. And that's when the real fun comes in, and we learn a little something we didn't already know about these people. So go and check us out. We're on iTunes and all other podcast sources. We are Yes and I Am, and we will see you guys next time.
Support for American Slacker comes from Manscaped, who's the #1 in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels.
I don't know about you, Jesse, but I am sick and tired of being outmatched by these razors and traditional trimmers that you get in the store, and no matter what, they fucking snag your nuts.
That's why Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. They have a Lawnmower 2.0 razor, which they have sent our way, has a proprietary skin-safe technology, so you won't get those nicks or snags on your nuts.
Nice! Manscaping accidents are finally a thing of the past.
Yeah, and with our 20% off code plus free shipping, you're going to be saving a bunch of money and getting some great products that won't end up making it look like a war zone down there.
All you got to do is enter Slackers at checkout. Manscaped.com. 20% off. Get your anti-chafing ball deodorant, your sweet Lawnmower 2.0. Your nuts will thank you later.
You can even rep them by getting yourself a Manscaped.com t-shirt. So head on over Manscaped.com, 20% off at checkout, enter code SLACKERS.
Get your ball swag here.
And we're back. And man, what would the holidays be without talking about those magical feels of a movie? You know, you bundled up warm, I mean, if you're in the environment like me, you live in tropical paradise, but
I wouldn't go in
people-
paradise. It gets chilly.
some people get a white Christmas and they're cold and they're having the hot cocoa, enjoying a good old classic on TV, man. I know you enjoy the classics as well.
Oh, totally.
Man, we've been talking about the list.
It's like half of the feeling of the season is like the shit that you watch. So we got a whole bunch of our favorite movies here that are all holiday related in some way. And we're going to break it down category by category. First, starting with action.
Hell yeah.
Can't go wrong with some Batman Returns.
Oh, dude.
We're talking about Danny DeVito as Penguin.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Is that the right
Directed,
one?
yeah, directed by Tim Burton.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to do the background.
Michelle Pfeiffer as fucking Catwoman. You can't go wrong with this. Michael Keaton Batman. It's a great Christmas time action flick. Even if you're not a fan of like Batman itself, like you can tune into this movie and like ride the Christmas
as
vibe.
Batman's?
What's that?
How do you rank Keaton as a Batman? Where is he on your list?
He's up there. He's not the best. He's better than Clooney.
Yes, 100. And Val Kilmer. I wasn't a Val Kilmer fan, honestly.
Yeah, not as Kilmer isn't as good. I would say that's what I'm saying. He's up there. I still like Christian Bale probably as my favorite Batman.
Me too, man.
And I don't even put Ben on the charts for that one.
Oh man, poor
It's
Batman.
a separate category because he's always Daredevil in my mind. But yeah, Batman Returns, awesome Christmas movie. Tim Burton, a non-animated Tim Burton film. It's fucking great. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, it was Burton really casting a dark shadow on a different experience that he's used to, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping along, man, we're gonna dig Ben Affleck out of that grave that we just put him in. I really enjoyed him in Reindeer Games.
He's good he's great in that.
Dude, as far as like an action, like in Christmas, a lot of people want to go with like Die Hard, and then you can have that argument, is Die Hard at Christmas? You know, like I like Reindeer Games a lot. Ben Affleck, Gary Sinise, fucking amazing. Lieutenant Dan does a great job in this film, and it's just it's an interesting story plot that really draws me in. A guy pretending to be somebody he's not, and then meeting people that obviously have met the guy and know he's not, and playing along with it. And Reindeer Games, baby.
More of like will they find out, will they catch him type of thing, which isn't necessarily what you'd expect for a Christmas type flick.
Not at all, man. Yeah, and it takes place during Christmas, really, which is fun, you know. And so it skirts by, you know, barely by its skin as a Christmas film, but I love it. I really enjoy this one as an action. You know.
Moving on, we're going to some family kids films. This one is, you could also call it a classic, I guess, but to me, it's always like going to be a kid film because it's when I saw it. It's when I would always watch it growing up during Christmas. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the 1970 animated film. It's one of those claymated ones, like the Rudolph or fucking. Was there Frosty was a different type of animation. This is that old school clay animation telling the story about how Saint Nick became Santa Claus. And I just always remember they had really good music in it. The storyline was cool because I was like, all right, they're developing the character of Santa Claus. Who is Santa Claus as a person? Where did he come from? What did he go through? I always thought it was great. It was I remember it being one of my favorites out of all those animated films as a kid.
That fits with those like the Rudolph and the Frosty one, right? That's like the same type of like
style,
still frame.
Yeah.
Clay. Yeah, that's
cool.
cool.
Well, see, Frosty, I wouldn't say Frosty because Frosty was like full on animated. I would say more Rudolph and like Jack Frost.
There's one exactly like Rudolph that's Frosty too before the animated.
I think it's Jack Frost.
Is it? Oh, it could be. No, I remember Frosty the Snowman, and I can't find it. I was looking for it the other day. Although this could be like that.
Oh, you know what it is?
Thing going on in my mind.
So
you know what I mean?
I think Frosty was the narrator in Rudolph. Is what you're thinking. He was the one in between.
You're
scenes
fucking
narrating.
right, dude. You're fucking right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They ripped that off, but then his own movie was fully animated. Either way, yeah, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That's my pick for family kids.
That's a good one, man.
Film.
That's a good one. For kids friendly. I mean, this is like on the edge of it because it's got a lot of adult things that are undertoned. Home Alone 2. Oh my God, dude. One of my favorites. The reason I chose this one, I just feel like it has a little more close to home feeling being in New York, obviously. And I feel like it was very well written. down to like everything, you know, like the way that Kevin gets mixed up, because I feel like that's the hardest story point to fucking do, like how you like lose your kid.
I was gonna say by the second movie, this kid should have been taken from them, because like how'd they get
Where
a
the
third?
fuck is CPS in that universe?
Yeah, seriously.
But it's pretty good. The ticket gets mixed up by like the ambush of running into it, like a stewardess and shit. Like it's really cool. The whole storyline, I can't help but love Joe Pesci being in it. Daniel Stern, I mean, is phenomenal as his companion in that. And I mean, Mac, I just love Macaulay Culkin. You know, from child to who he is now. I mean, he was in so many good films. My Girl, Page Master. So many random little films that were pretty fucking good as a kid. And who doesn't like that? You know, as a kid, the story of like a kid uprising. You know, handling business.
Going on an adventure by yourself in the big city. Can't go wrong there. Especially at Christmas time. New York City at Christmas is always kind of iconic, especially as a like native-born New York stater.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Always got to go see the tree and everything like that. So there's a lot of good scenes and shots in that Home Alone.
Oh, yeah. It captures a lot of New York City and a gorgeous element as well.
It's really a character of its own in that movie, which... you know, speaks to the writing and the way it was produced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that movie's about like the power of Christmas, realistically.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, like what all the undertones,
all the magic,
it's magical.
So next up is comedies. I am suggesting 4 Christmases, and I always love this movie just because of how like narcissistic the characters are. It's Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn. They both have parents who are divorced, and my parents are divorced, so I always understood the struggle of having 2 houses or whatever. So now like both of their parents are divorced, and remarried, so they have 4 houses that they have to go to after their flight essentially gets canceled, and they get put on blast that now they're around to go home. So they go and visit like all 4 of their crazy families over the course of Christmas, as opposed to ditching out and going on vacation, which is what they wanted to do.
Dude, I love that film. I watched it this week, and it's one of the films that's in rotation that it's all about figuring out when I'm gonna watch that at Christmas time.
Oh, totally.
You know, it's one of those fucking amazing film.
One of my favorite scenes in it is when Vince Vaughn is holding a baby, and it's like puked all over him, and he's like, I'm gonna puke,
Dude.
get it away from me.
I love
or no shit, puked all over Reese Witherspoon.
Yes.
Actually. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They're at her mom's house, which is a cougar's den.
Yep.
By the way,
he just keeps getting hit on by this fucking sisters and mom.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's hilarious. That whole film.
It's great. It's a great one.
Now, the one I'm going to be talking about, not everybody's seen it. Jingle All the Way, dude. Arnold shining during Christmas time.
Shining bright.
He's not a killer. He's not a killer this time. I swear.
Just a Dodd.
Dude, this is the movie of Arnold versus Sinbad, basically. And all about just trying to get, the gift for your kid to have the perfect Christmas and be the hero,
Right. It's
great
Turbo
job.
Man. You got to mention it's Turbo Man.
I want a Turbo Man so bad as like a prop thing. Like I want like a legit Turbo Man.
That'd be sweet, Matt. I know this episode comes out on Christmas, but if you want a late gift for us,
dude,
love a Turbo Man for Matt.
Dude, 2 Turbo Man. All right, let's be greedy. If we're gonna get 1, you got to get 2. One for me, 1 for him.
Cut it in half.
Cut it in half. That'll work. Sawzall it in half. You mail it to him. You mail me my half. It's like a best friend's bracelet kind of deal that you're part of. It's crazy. Phil Hartman has a part in it. He's really good. He's like the guy that's like trying to move in on Arnold's wife. Arnold's busy on his tasks trying to get the right, gift for his kid.
He's a creep in that movie.
Creep as motherfucker. Jim Belushi has an awesome part as like a drunken mall Santa who's just an ass. And it's definitely another honorable mention. But overall, this is such a fun fucking movie. And, I loved it as a kid. And I think I'll always have a spot for it in my heart from that.
Totally. Best scene is when he becomes Turbo Man at the parade.
Oh, dude. So
I think it was a parade, right?
Yeah, it was the parade at the end. And, I don't remember how he becomes. He jacks, like, the costume from, like, the guy, right? He, like, beats up a guy for it.
It's like behind the scene, or behind the set or something. He, like, grabs
Give me the costume, no! Fuck, man. It's a classic, just like the classics we're about to get into.
Yeah, another section here. We're talking about classic movies. Can't go wrong with A Christmas Story. This one has been played in my house continuously for 24 hours on TBS because my sister's godfather, Nick, he is obsessed with this movie, and so I am obsessed with this movie. I could pretty much read you back the script if you wanted me to.
Me too, dude. You'll shoot your eye out, kid, with all those rays from the TV from watching it on repeat.
Little Ralphie.
Dude, little Ralphie, dude. Fucking, you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
It's really a coming of age tale. I mean, if people haven't seen it, we're not going to shame you for not seeing it, but I suggest highly that you just watch A Christmas Story this year.
The film cemented itself as probably the number one Christmas film, I would say. 83, I think that came out, right? Which is crazy because it feels so much earlier.
Yeah, I mean, that's because I think it depicts like someone, it's
50s,
in or 40s, but yeah, right around that time. So it's definitely a simpler way of like looking at things. It was definitely like a glimpse into the past, sort of an American Graffiti at Christmas.
Yeah.
Giving you a slice of life for this young boy named Ralphie in the 40s.
Storytelling elements, the narrative, everything delivers such a great story.
It spawned the whole thing about sticking your tongue to a cold pole, and whether or not it sticks. He double dog dared him.
Or do it and take a photo and send it to us. I mean, your choice.
I've seen numerous leg lamps displayed in windows because of this movie. So like it's just, you can't, if someone says name a classic Christmas movie, A Christmas Story, every time, 100%.
I grew up in the same house, man. Like basically 24/7, like that movie's on like Christmas Day, like, you know, or if it's on before Christmas Eve, like it's gonna be on a little bit at least. Like it's a cultural thing now. It's past.
TBS does the 24 hours of it on Christmas, so you can't go wrong. Just throw that on.
Can't go wrong. Yeah, I like how you did the network drop on that before. I was like, oh, all right.
Hey, I mean, good on them for fucking doing it, because it's cool. I look forward to it.
I'll probably chime into it. Watch. I'm visiting my parents. I guarantee you it'll be on. Keeping up with the classics, man. One of my favorite movies of all time for Christmas, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Totally.
Clark Griswold. How can you not see a bit of your dad inside of Clark Griswold? You know? He's America's dad, and not even just America's. I mean, we had European Vacation, so.
Yeah, true.
Dude, I love this film so much. It's so corny. It's so beautiful at the same time. And Chevy Chase obviously delivers so well along with Beverly D'Angelo. I mean, they're the perfect parents, perfect couple in that film. Like the way they play off each other. Just like Vegas Vacation is another like a throw-in.
I was gonna say, you've seen this family go on all these different misadventures.
The kids
it's
change,
awesome to see them at the holidays.
But Chevy and
well, it's still
Beverly.
the Griswolds. Like, it's still the same family, even if, you know, the daughter or son may look different.
Dude, but how could you not love it? All the moments that are amazing, from, you know, the squirrel in the tree to the turkey moment where it's being cut open and it's so dry that it's just like popping, like, I mean, the grandparents coming over, and then, I mean, come on, cousin Randy, Uncle Randy. I mean,
there you go,
dude, such a classic. Another one, almost as important as Christmas Story, but not exactly, I'd say.
Not as classic, but still in the classics for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, moving on to our last one here before honorable mentions, we got Romance. Can't go wrong with Love Actually, produced in 2003, has like literally throw a rock and you'll hit one of the fucking celebrities that was in this movie. You got Hugh Grant, Liam Neeson. There's a lot of Rick from fucking Walking Dead.
Love Actually?
Yeah. You complete me. Like, there's so many really good lines from this movie. Yep, wrong series, Rick. Wander back over there. So it's always been like the go-to romantic like comedy movie to put on. I would say it's more on just like the romantic side, and the fact that it like weaves in between all these different characters and sort of tells this novel on Christmas, about Christmas, the way these different characters are. There's a lot of those reveals where it's like, oh, I didn't realize this person was related to this person in that way, and they hide it for most of the movie. So the way it's done is really good. There's a great soundtrack to this film as well. So it's if you're with your significant other and you want to put on something really romantic and holiday themed, just fucking Love Actual.
No, I haven't seen it, but is it like a similar storyline? Like, is it set up story wise like Crash, like how the stories intertwine?
Yeah, there's another couple.
Crash is like the infamous example of that story.
That's probably the best way to put it. But there's been like a number of other films that kind of mimic the same idea. Like Valentine's Day, they did a similar thing where basically it's following these characters, and they sort of their stories intertwine in some way. Like you don't realize until the very end that like, oh my god, this character is actually the sister of this character we've been following.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of that kind of stuff, and it's got tons of big name stars in it that some were minor at the time and some were a little bit bigger, you know. But it's a great holiday movie.
Yeah, it's definitely something I gotta check out, man. I've always heard about it, and it's one of the ones that kind of like slipped by me that I never really sat down and checked out. It's never on one of the streaming devices. Honestly, when I want to check it out. Yeah,
I'm not sure. It might be on Netflix this year, but I haven't checked that to see.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. One I know is available, I think on Netflix right now, Just Friends. That's my pick. Ryan Reynolds, I'm a big fan of, always have been, since he first started popping up in films. You know, Van Wilder's probably one of the earlier ones I can credit seeing him in. But Amy Smart, great job in it. Anna Faris, Chris Klein from the American Pie series. Really good cast in this film. And just a fun, quirky, like 90s feel movie, but modernized for the early 2000s, you know?
Yep.
It's a lot of fun, cheesy, corny.
Ryan Reynolds in a fat suit.
Ryan Reynolds in an amazing fat suit that is not believable, but you want to believe it, like type deal.
And if I remember it correctly, this was like basically he grew up with like not being that attractive or being heavier. He was friend zone, and then he goes and like becomes like this chiseled Ryan Reynolds dude and comes back to his hometown.
Hollywood agent, I think. So like something with like, you know, he had some swag when he came back home, and he was kind of a snobby asshole too. But it's like that message of like not losing where you come from. The overall movie, you know, like, so like he comes home and he's like, fuck it, like I'm still me, you know, like I still love that girl, like
right,
blah blah blah, like, and kind of like losing, you know, everything that he took on,
losing sight of like who he was. Yeah.
No,
it's a good one.
Good message, and overall just funny movie that you can watch with the girl, you know. It's pretty good.
Or a guy.
Or a guy. Hey, we don't fucking discriminate here, dude.
Well, you snuggle
whoever you want. Yeah, no, that's probably.
I don't know. There might be a sex scene.
I don't remember the rating on it. So I was trying to think of the rating, but I think it's probably PG-13, so it's probably okay with family.
There you go.
Ryan Reynolds doesn't go full Deadpool in it, so no dick swinging.
A couple of honorable mentions that we have to say here. Fucking Gremlins.
Dude, I love Gremlins. Gremlins 1 and 2. Gremlins 2 is special. Rick Baker took over the design, which me and you both have a love for American Werewolf in London.
Oh, totally.
So that's pretty cool. And that's why you see like a difference. Gremlins 1, the Gremlins are all the same. Gremlins 2, you have Gremlins that are fucking personality-wise. You know, one can talk. He's smart and he's fucking suave. One's a girl that's like a prostitute. One's like a fucking crazy mohawk having motherfucker. And
it's so cheesy that it works. It's great.
I don't remember if the second one's during Christmas. I don't think it is, actually. The first one though is Christmas.
Definitely.
And it's the classic. It's the original start, you know? I mean, a Mogwai, dude. How can you forget the introduction to that, especially if you saw it as a kid? Like I'm hearing the song right now, that the little thing like hums like you know, like, and dude, don't feed it after midnight, dude, and definitely don't get it wet. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's a good one to throw on around this time if you want to spook yourself a little bit. We're also having to mention Bad Santa. I mean,
Billy Bob Thornton
does an amazing job in this.
I like taters. Oh, wrong movie, sorry. No, he does a great job in that. Bad Santa 2, not as good. Bad Santa 1, really fucking classic, and I always enjoyed that as an adult humor.
And like with as much of a shit show as it is, like the fact that, you know, it has Billy Bob Thornton, Bernie Mac, Lauren Graham, there's so many like big names in it, and the plot actually holds together pretty well, even though it just feels like something you pulled out of the garbage. Like the entire feel of that movie just makes me feel dirty.
I think that was the intention of the director.
It absolutely was.
I think he achieved what he wanted, because it is a dirty, grimy film that you walk away just feeling dirty with.
Yeah, like take a shower. Elf, a big one. My sisters love this one. I'm not an Elf diehard. Like
he doesn't like
people.
Buddy. He's not a Buddy fan.
I'm more a fan of Will Ferrell's other stuff.
Yeah, I know. He can't help it when you see him. You know, I mean, Anchorman, Step Brothers, fucking Talladega Nights. I mean, Ricky Bobby. Come on. But Buddy the Elf holds a soft spot for me, like in my heart. I love that film. I remember seeing it at the first time and just laughing and chuckling about it. But very, very, very corny. So I see why you're like, it's too over the top with some elements.
I mean, I like Talladega Nights, but for some reason, like the character
Not the same.
of
Not
Buddy,
the same
it's like
there's fire in that film.
Talladega Nights is like over the top Will Ferrell, but like but Will Ferrell in Elf is like, I don't know. It's a weird like immaturity thing or something.
And if you're not first, you're last, baby. That's all I'm saying. Snow Day, dude. Our next mention. Now this is this is on the line. It's kind of a Christmas movie.
It's a Nickelodeon film.
It's a winter movie, and every time, like in the winter, this was like, if there was a snow day and this was on, it was like, oh my god, you know, like I would watch that shit.
It's another one of those where the plot takes place at like Christmas Eve.
Dude, yeah, and they want they've got like they want the snow day like to happen, and the snowplow guy is like the main enemy of the whole film, and they're just trying to battle him.
Well, I think the guy who stole their dog is like the main enemy of the film.
Oh yeah,
but then but he was a side like issue.
Yeah, you're right. The film ends with them like battling the snow guy and then reversing his work somehow by going out and anti-plowing basically and like putting the snow back on the roads.
Which is impossible. It's not how those work.
Silly kids.
But that's a great one to watch with your kids if you want to give them some like insight to and being of the 90s or 80s generation.
Being a Nickelodeon kid.
Yeah. Nick is kids. So on to our next one, very last one here, The Ref. This is an older one featuring Dennis Leary and I want to say fucking Kevin Spacey, where basically there's a family on Christmas who are like very dysfunctional, and a burglar, Dennis Leary, breaks in to essentially rob them and has to then deal with this family who's just at each other's throats already. It's a great one. I haven't watched it in a bit, but I remember it being really funny. Dennis, I want to see Dennis Leary in more shit again because he was always really funny.
He was really good, and it's like he's not in anything anymore.
I loved him in Rescue Me too.
Yeah. I wanted to throw, Edward Scissorhand, man. Edward Scissorhand is a classic, and it's another one dodging the line. But I just want to throw it in there. Edward Scissorhand is a classic Christmas movie.
Yeah, there's it definitely has that Christmas feel to it. Again, Tim Burton.
Dude,
so
Johnny Depp and the bully from the 80s, the Breakfast Club. I can't remember that guy's name. That blonde dude who's a bully in like every movie from
I know who you're talking about. I don't know his
like
name,
92. Dude, he fucked up so many dudes and fucked so many chicks. It's insane.
I think it's also worth mentioning Nightmare Before Christmas.
Dude, good call. Good fucking call if we're gonna go Tim Burton alley.
We mentioned it's more of a Halloween film than a Christmas film, probably.
Is it though? Because the fucking moral of the story falls more on Christmas.
True.
So it's a hard bargain. I've heard that argument a lot, and I always side on the side that the overall theme of the movie is a good fucking Christmas theme.
I'd just say watch it at both holidays.
Dude, how universal is that? It's amazing. The only film I think you can pull on both.
It's true.
Really.
I'm just waiting for the St. Patrick's Day and Thanksgiving crossover movie.
Fucking Leprechaun comes to Thanksgiving dinner, dude.
There we go.
It's gonna happen, and they better bring iced tea back.
So we got are you talking like the rapper Ice-T?
You didn't see, dude. Ice-T was in Leprechaun Goes to the Hood.
Oh, that's right.
That was amazing, dude.
Oh, we're going to horror for this. I see.
That taught me so much as a kid. I owe that a lot.
I prefer my iced tea with ice cubes. So
okay, dude.
Before we get into our last
nice
segment
collab
here, we are gonna take a little break.
Hey, this is Jake and Adam from the Hopper.
That's right.
Cutting a promo, but we fucking hate promos.
Promos are tough. What do? We got to promote ourselves, but it's not really our fucking forte.
No, it's not. We fucking hate them. They're a pain in my ass. They're a pain in your ass. So you know what? We're getting through this together. If you hate dumb shit as much as we do, give the Harper guys a listen.
That's right.
You can find us at
iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Podbean,
Facebook, Instagram, theharperguys.com.
Twitter, at The Harper Guys.
Or shoot it.
What?
That.
Mama?
That's what we do all the time. Shoot us an email at theharperguys@gmail.com.
That's right.
Can't wait to hear from you soon.
Let's do this.
Hip hip.
Cheerio.
This episode is brought to you in part by hemp-cbd.com.
Hemp-CBD was founded in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with the mission to provide the best products in the industry. Hemp-CBD has created a one-stop shop for tons of CBD products, such as tinctures, edibles, topicals, pre-rolls, vape, and pet products.
The products carried by Hemp-CBD are sourced from an organic hemp that's grown in the United States, lab tested, and consists of CBD isolate, which is the purest form of CBD. This testing ensures that their products contain CBD and no other cannabinoids like THC.
Head over to hemp-cbd.com and use promo code SLACKER for a 20% discount at checkout.
That's hemp-cbd.com, promo code SLACKER.
And we are back. We're going to play a little holiday game here. This is a new one for you. Off top of our heads, it's called Santa or Satan.
Nice, man. How the fuck do we play Santa or Satan?
All right, so the rules of this game, I'm going to give you a couple of quotes here. And as you... Wait.
Huh? What?
Hold on. I think someone's in my house. Hold on.
All right.
Bring it back.
We'll cut this. We'll start over. Instagram Live, what up? Check it out. You get the raw feed. Nobody else wants to see. Oh man, what's everybody doing out there tonight? Probably Jesse's girlfriend coming home. What is this girl doing? Hopefully everybody's enjoying the show so far. Sorry to have an interruption. These things will happen. Hello? Hello? Hey! Hello?
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 Hey?
Put those
Hello?
on! Put those on!
Excuse me. Is this a Nest Cam?
No, this isn't a Nest Cam. Who the fuck are you, dude?
Fuck. I'm Santa Claus.
You're not Santa Claus, and by the way, you're on American Slacker podcast. You're live across.
Well, better conceal my identity then.
You're going global right now. All right, and
global.
Who the
I'm
fuck are
already
you, dude?
global, motherfucker. You're talking to Santa.
You're
OG.
not. All right, where's Jesse?
He's taking a nap.
All right, dude. Well, Jesse better be all right, and you're not Santa, dude.
Yeah. I'm Santa Claus. I'm here to, repo some of the naughty gifts.
That's what you're doing. You're not stealing Jesse's laptop. You're repoing it.
Yeah, it's a repo. That's how it goes. You know, one year you're on the nice list, the next year you're pushing old ladies over like this motherfucker, and we come to take your laptop.
He's never told me about pushing old ladies over. This is very odd. I'm still having a hard time believing you're Santa. If you're, what's my friend's last name? Like, how do you know where you are if he's on the naughty list? Because you're saying he's on the naughty list, right? You're saying you're repoing his shit.
Yeah.
What's his name?
His full name. You need his full. Hold on, let me check. I got my sack over here.
Why do you're gonna look for the list?
This one's
That's
his,
not
right?
a list.
The one with the stupid sticker on the back.
That's not
right?
a list. That's Jesse's wallet.
Yeah, Jesse Landers.
Dude.
Right here, organ donor.
Oh my God, he's stupid for donating his organs, but dude, that's his wallet. It's not the list. You've stolen his wallet. You don't even know where you are. You are just.
Well, that's how you confirm that he's on the list. You gotta make sure you got the right dude. You're not gonna go repo in a nice person's stuff.
I don't think he's on the naughty list. I think you're just a thief, dude. I'm a little concerned right now. I think I'm talking to a thief pulling a beanie in the middle of our show.
Well, you know what? I think I recognize you too. You probably made the naughty list as well. I'm coming to your house next, motherfucker.
You stay away from me, fake Santa.
I'm coming for your shit.
You don't come anywhere near me.
What is that? A guitar in the back?
Get out! Don't you worry about it. Dude, don't you worry about it.
I see a mask. That
Don't
looks
you worry about
pretty
I'm killing
expensive.
Don't worry about what I have behind me, Bad Side. You stay away from me or I home alone your ass.
Oh, you think you're the first Kevin McAllister I've put in the dirt? I'm packing, motherfucker.
I don't want to hear about your body count with children. What are you packing?
Candy canes. I sharpen the shit out of them.
Candy cane shanks. I'm still gonna need more proof that you're fucking Santa, because I still don't believe it.
You need proof? I got proof for you. What about this? You ever seen one like this before? This is
I've seen that.
This is an elf totem.
That's not an elf totem.
Straight out of the
It's a
North.
hand-carved skull. You brought that back from fucking Mexico. I got a match one right here, dude. You're a fucking liar, dude.
Either way, it's going back in the sack.
Dude, don't put that. You put that back on the desk that you got it from. You fucking thief, dude.
It's too late. It's in the sack.
Dude, you better calm down, man. What's the weirdest thing you got in that fucking sack? That looks like it's got all kinds of things in it.
Oh, I got some really weird shit in here. Let me see. I got one of these.
What the fuck? You got a mini accordion. Why?
I think it's called the concertina. Oh.
It's in his research. Why do you have that thing?
Well, you know, it gets lonely out there on the sled. There's not much to do. I gotta entertain myself some way.
Cruising.
Some guy in Illinois.
So you're cruising late at night on the sled. You're not even driving, and you're fucking playing that. That's what I would hear. I would just look above my house, and I'd hear that horrible fucking accordion-like thing, and then I'd see Santa sleigh.
I learned how to play most of Lady Gaga's discography.
That's unnecessary, and it probably sounds even worse through that thing.
You'd be surprised. Yeah, that's how I keep myself going here during autopilot, which, by the way, Elon fucking Musk, I invented. Thanks for stealing that shit. We had the elves working on it for decades. They only have a lifespan of 3 years. You know what that cost in R&D?
Oh, man. So you're saying Elon Musk is copycatting your idea of autopilot?
He's been stealing from me for as long as I can remember.
Are you saying Tesla is Elven engineering, and that's why the Cybertruck looks like a complete ridiculous mess?
That was designed in 1980 by our elves.
That's crazy. That explains a lot, though. That does explain a lot. So now I'm being a little more convinced that you might be Santa. I'm not convinced 100%. I'm just saying.
Well, I could convince you like I convinced the elves. They don't have a lifespan of 3 years when I get angry, I'll tell you that.
Oh my God. So you're saying they live to 3 years, but they don't if you're in a bad mood?
You know how long it takes to choke an elf?
How long?
I do. I'm not telling you.
I don't know. I'm asking how long.
You'll never find out.
You're not going to tell me how long it takes to choke an elf, and I don't even know. Are we talking until they black out, or are we talking until you murder an elf? Because I don't even
find out the hard way.
Stay away from me, fake Santa, dude. I will fucking set traps. Jesus, dude.
It's illegal.
Let's keep this to interview. I want to get some content out of you. Why don't you tell me who's the most surprising person on the nice list?
Dead would be Charles Manson.
Manson?
He was on the nice list for a bit until he kicked the bucket.
What?
He's fucking rotten somewhere now.
What? Manson made the list. He is an evil bastard involved in a lot of murders, dude.
He was involved, but he never had blood on his hands, and I'm gonna stand by that till the day I die.
I guess you're right on that.
You ever listen to his music?
I have. It's not
bad.
I mean, there's a song or two that aren't actually that bad.
Send you my playlist. It's on my Christmas playlist.
God, jeez, I don't know if it's Christmas music. That's a little bit much. Is there anybody living on the nice list that might be surprising to people out there?
Oh, you like this one? OJ, Orenthal James Simpson.
What? OJ made it.
Yeah.
On the nice list.
Mm-hmm. I think he had good lawyers.
I believe it. I believe that, man. That makes sense. I guess, good lawyers could potentially argue your way onto the nice list.
Well, and the elves are Bills fans. That's one thing people don't get.
So the elves have sway on the list? Yeah, I mean, I thought the song goes that he's checking his list twice, like making sure you're if you're naughty or nice. Like, I mean, I thought you were the sole creator of the list. I mean, are you saying that the elves have more power than you?
You take all of your advice from fucking songs? That's not that's not how it works, man. I get the list, I check it. The elves have their own departments set up for research as to who has been good, who has been bad. They wager it against a ratio that's been figured out for the year ahead of time.
All right, man. I didn't mean to touch a sore spot. I was just curious. Let's talk about something pleasant. Like, how is Mrs. Claus? How is she doing? And how is love life at the North Pole?
Well, if you want pleasant, you should steer away from that bitch.
Oh, wow, dude. That's harsh words from like such a epic family. I mean, you guys are a legendary couple among the culture here in America, at least. I mean, what's going on?
Maybe in name, but I haven't talked to her in like over a year. She left me, unfortunately, for Jeff Bridges.
Whoa, dude, Jeff Bridges. I can't help but say there is a little bit of similarities in the way you guys are looking, especially in his age.
You better fucking prepare yourself, motherfucker. I'm coming for you next with talk like that.
Stay the fuck where you are, bad Santa. You're a no good fake Santa, all right?
Listen, Bridges took her to Waikiki, and I haven't heard from her in a year.
All right, now I'm feeling bad about calling you all those names. That's a sad subject. I'm sorry you're going through that, Chris, and that's tough, man. I mean, Jeff Bridges
is cold sleeping alone in the North Pole.
Dude, I don't know, man. Oh, Jeff Bridges, that's rough. I'm sorry. I feel like I've kind of like instigated a scenario here after not knowing the prelims, and I just feel sorry, Santa. I mean, maybe you are the real Santa, and I'm just kind of being a dick.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. But I'm starting to hear some reindeer sirens in the background here. That's my cue to wrap this up.
Reindeer sirens? Is that a new thing?
It's less of an anti-theft and more of a criminal warning device.
Oh, okay. It's letting you know the bad guys are around. All right, Santa. Any plugs you want to throw out there real quick? Before you peace out, I guess.
If you want, you can follow me over at Andy Samberg on Twitter.
I know a guy that sounds familiar. Like,
don't worry about it.
It's a lie. Get him at like the real Kris Kringle or the real Santa on everything or something like that. You can get Jesse Landers the Plane on everything. Me, MWG Media on Instagram. Matty G from HP on everything else. Yeah, we love everybody for tuning in. Sorry that this clown showed up. I don't know. That's it. Merry Christmas.
Ho ho ho.
We're smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're slacking America.
This has been American Slacker Podcast. You can reach the show by searching American Slacker on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit. Or send them an email to americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. You can download and rate American Slacker on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and all other podcast platforms. Visit the show's website, aspodcast.com, where you will find every episode, official merchandise, and links to their Patreon if you would like to support American Slacker.
Give me a minute. Think about the seconds that are passing. Man, I gotta go and get it, grab it. Why you gotta go and act savage? Smoking weed, I gotta feed the habit. Now I'm on some other shit. Things that I gotta go get. Medical all on my slip. You falling like dominoes, bitch.
stuck in my ways, fucking high days, fucking sideways in the driveway.
We smoking America. We passing America. Yeah. I'm mapping America. I'm second America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We second America. We second America.